Everyone, welcome. Today we will be playing the Naxxramas DLC or expansion of Hearthstone. We will be beginning with the Arachnid Quarter and moving down on my free-to-play account to show you how to complete every single boss, if you will, with only basic cards. And this is perfect for free-to-play accounts because you won't be buying packs. You'll only have packs from Arena and the cards that you get from leveling up your character. So what I like to work with is a Shaman, and we start out with the Shaman exclusives cards like Rockbiter Weapon, which you need the attack when Anub'Rekahn starts summoning all of these creatures, especially with her ability. Wind Fury will also allow you to get rid of them easily without having to waste more than one, and you could easily go do a 1-2 trade with that. The Flame Tongue Totem is also one of the best cards for Shaman for people who are only using basic cards. And Hex is obviously one of the best Shaman cards that you can get. Then we have Windspeaker and Bloodlust, which paired together are extremely great, especially with Rockbiter Weapon. You can get insane 12s on one creature alone. And then obviously Fire Elemental is one of the better minions for free-to-play Shaman. Then we move on to our neutrals. Our Elven Archer will be able to get rid of the hero ability of Anub'Rekahn, which summons a 3/1. And we also have Acidic Swamp Ooze, which is great value. It's a 2 for a 3/2. Then we move on to some of the other cards, such as Murloc Tidehunter. The 1/1 Murloc Scout will also get rid of the 3/1s. And you also have another 2/1 Tidehunter. You're obviously taking 2 of these each. It's Naxxramas especially, you want to have as few cards as possible, or as few unique cards as possible. Razorfin Hunter is the same situation as the Tidehunter. You're summoning a 1/1, which will get rid of the 3/1s. And then you'll also have the extra card. Chillwind Yeti is one of the better neutral values in the game, as well as Sen'jin Shieldmaster. You need the taunts. In any sort of deck, you need taunt. It's just something you need to survive. Boulder Fist Ogre, self-explanatory. 6/7 for 6 mana. Great value there. And obviously our Stormwind Champion, who will give our other minions +1/+1. That can also work well with the Flame Tongue Totem. If you give him the 1/1, he's able to also get rid of the 3/1s in any situation where you don't have any minions that can take out another 3/1. So we are going to get started on Anub'Rekahn. Other ideal characters you want to be using are Mage and Paladin. Those are easily my top 2. So right now, I'm probably only going to stick to the Swamp Ooze. Keeping the time would be nice for me, but I'd like to get some early game, and it doesn't look like I have too great of an early game. The Swamp Ooze and the Hunter will be able to... Oh, well, there we go. We already have an early game with the Elven Archer. Now, we could save this Elven Archer for turn 2 and kill off a Skitter or a Nerubian. But I think we're just going to go for the direct damage right now, because that means if they coin and use the ability or play something, then we're good. Now, the only thing that's extremely annoying about Naxxramas is that even in these situations where you're faced with a a regular and not a heroic boss, you're going to encounter the computer just messing with you a lot. They'll know what you kind of minions you have, sort of, and they'll be able to counter that extremely well. Now these are already two annoying minions on the board. We have two 1/4s and one of them that heals themselves. So I think we will play the Murloc Scout and force him to use both of his attacks this turn. Yep, there we go. It looks like he's either going to use his hero ability or summon something big. Okay. Another thing you should understand about Naxxramas is the bosses all have cards from different decks, which is complete bullshit. You got things from Mage and Warlock together, and it's just incredibly stupid and annoying. Like right there, Frostbolt, and he played Immortal Coil the turn before. And again. But don't worry, if you've got a board like this, it probably looks like you're going to lose. You're taking 4 damage this turn. Or, I guess he's not going to kill that off. That was weird. Did I mention they're also really weird? So now we have to get a big minion up to start clearing the board. And a Shadow Bolt's going to take a lot of that away from us. Especially with the Death Rattles. But what I suggest doing is saving quite a few of these, at least one Razorfen or Tide Hunter, until close to the end of turn, maybe 9. Turn 9 seems very good for this because you're going to be clearing the board pretty fast. Very late is when you're going to start clearing the board. And you need to keep a few people. And we're in a situation where we really can't kill this abomination. So what I'm thinking of doing is bloodlusting, which is not the greatest of things to do. But we're going to bloodlust. We are going to attack him with our Swamp Ooze. That'll get rid of most of the board. And then we can summon. In a situation like this, we are taking 2 damage now, and we're going to be down to 7. But at this point, you're almost in control. And you could potentially die. But once you start drawing things like that, you're going to be doing very good. Now, if we take 1 more damage, we're dead. All he needs is 1 damage, and we are screwed. So let's concede. Or not. Even if you're not playing heroic, you're going to be spending a few tries trying to beat these bosses. A lot of it is about your starting hand, and I say a lot of these are like Arena, where your fate is decided around turn 3 or 4. I do, however, think that this is one of the easiest things to come back from. Not this boss specifically, but the regular Naxxramas in general. And right there we already have a Rockbiter and an Elven Archer, which is great early game, and a Swamp Ooze. Now the Rockbiter might not come into effect just yet, but we have a Wind Speaker and a Rockbiter, so turn 5 could be very big for us. And we're just going to keep putting out cards and trying to gain. And just when we made a taunt here, now I guess now we'll just hit him. You have to be very aggressive with these decks, although something like that will get you killed. And forcing a trade is probably the most ideal situation. Like right there, we could have killed off him. But now we have to wait another turn to even try it. Which is why killing off things like this are extremely, extremely, extremely important. And at this point, you might kill it. You could. You could get nothing, like I just did. But the fact of the matter is it's going to survive, even if it has 1 health. And having 1 health is annoying. Which is why things like Mage are extremely ideal for early board clear. The only reason I don't take Mage as much as I should is because I don't think it has the late game capability in terms of damage. I feel like you're going to get outplayed more than you should, especially with the basic cards. And we are on the verge of death right now. So, having damage would be very nice. And I don't think we're going to play this just yet. I want to get rid of these guys. There's 9, 10, 11, 12 damage on the board. I don't think he can do 5 damage. Deathlord's going to be a nuisance, as always. But we are very close. They've let... Okay. I was going to say they let him live. But they didn't. Which is extremely frustrating. So what we can do here is... We're in a tough situation right now. We die next turn if we don't clear the board. But we don't have anything to clear the board with, is the problem. I think we can see it out of this one. There's nothing we could have done. We could have wind-speakered after our Rockbiter, but he has 2 damage, so this thing would die after the first hit. Like I said, it's around turn 3 or 4 that it's decided, which is why Mage is ideal for something like this. But the thing is, Mage isn't going to have the type of damage unless you have a Frostbolt or a Snow Chugger. This is a bad hand, by the way. I think they're called Snow Chuggers. I have no clue. The snow things. They freeze you. To deal with the things he's about to put down. Murloc Tidehunter. Very nice to have. And I feel like we're going to get more recoiled here, which will piss me off. No, we're not. Wow. That's a bit tough. I'm not going to touch it. Actually, I probably should. 2, 3. I'll bring it down to 5. Bloodlust on turn 5 on my taunt. Let's go for it. I think leaving it alone would be better, but okay. This is where it gets a bit annoying. Let's play a taunt. He could kill it this turn with a mono coil, or he could kill it right now without taking any damage. Oh, isn't this amazing? Alright, I'd like to see him deal with that efficiently. He's got a lot of taunt. And an Elven Archer is not going to do jack for us. And I guess I could have Wind Furied my Chillwind and gotten rid of him too. But I'm not going to do that. Alright. This situation is actually very ideal for us, because what we can do here is hit him, and that will get rid of most of the board. And we have a Razor Fen now. So now we are in a better situation. Not a 100% better situation, but definitely a better one. And I think if we can keep at least the Fire Elemental and potentially the Flame Tongue, we win. And it looks like we win right now. Except he's going to be an asshole and do that to me. But don't worry, we've won. And that's especially where Bloodlust and Wind Fury definitely will win you this game. Now, this took longer than it should have. It took me maybe 2 tries when I first started out with this deck, when I first actually played Anub'Rekahn. Next episode, we will be versing Grand Widow Ferlina, and I think she's easily the easiest out of the 3. Anub'Rekhan's just annoying. Maxna, or Myexna, can just destroy you. But obviously we're going to be, for the next 2, we're going to have decks that exploit the abilities, especially the Grand Widow. The Rain of Fire and Myexna, return a random enemy minion to your opponent's hand. These will actually, at least for Myexna, will be helping us. And I think you guys should know where this is going. Rain of Fire, how are we going to deal with this? Well, we'll find out next time.